Well, welcome back. 2010 Nissan Altima. We're back to that again. Just did a fix for the exhaust on that, but it needs a front wheel hub bearing and it needs front brakes. So we're going to split that into two videos, but we're going to do the wheel hub first, driver's side, get that taken care of. On the house is going to be always filming outside. There's a little wind noise and you never know what the light's going to be doing, and just going to push the piston back in a little bit on that brake caliper so you can loosen it up. One way. Come on. Just sit that. I'll get a hanger for that, but we'll sit that right there for now. Caliper mounting bracket bolt. Yeah, 22. I gotta get this in a spot where I can hit it, break it loose. At least that's the plan. Let's see. No, they actually weren't very tight. That one wasn't very tight. Surprised how quick that came off. Okay, that's loose. Let's go to the bottom one here. Same thing. Poor maintenance impact. Works every time. Okay, just set that aside, bolt aside. Right, these are getting replaced. I'm doing brakes on this as well, so I don't care if I hit it. If I cared, I wouldn't. Get it out here, get it loose. But this, I'm just gonna hit. There's no screw in this, is there? No, there's not. It's just stuck on there. See all the rust coming out of it. I think this car sat for a little while. Okay, let's see how this is going to go. Not 36. What the heck am I doing? Is that loose? That's actually loose. Wow. It wasn't even tight. It's just barely in there. That's not cool. It's not cool at all. Just barely had to barely had to touch that. Obviously, I need to put a gun on it. What's the chances of that moving? Slim to none. That ain't working. Well, it's the next day, and I just wanted to show you that things don't always go as you want them to go. That axle would not move in the hub. I
thought I was going to have to pull the whole knuckle and to press it out. I spent about probably an hour with a torch and literally a sledgehammer. I finally got it loose and got it moving. It was just rusted in that hub. So we're going to have to replace this axle as well as the hub. That happens sometimes. It's just part of the deal. I think I'm going to undo this tie rod end here. I don't know if that'll give me enough play to get the axle out. If not, I'm going to break this strut loose. I'd rather do that than the ball joint. And I mark these bolts. Put a line on the bolt head and a line on the strut. So if any of these are cam bolts, when I put it back together, I can line them back up so the alignment's on. And I'll scribe along the front of this where the strut meets the knuckle, so I can line that back up so I can get my alignment right. And then we'll see how that goes. But one of the things I noticed is the control arm bushings are shot in this. I had a big tear in that one, front torn. It really needs control arms, so we'll mention that to the person who owns this car. Just let them know. Great tool. Yeah, 22. I have to pick up the right 22 instead of the smaller 22. There it goes. Great tool. Works really, really well. I'm going to go around the other side here on the this is the head of the bolt right there. I'm going to go on the other side on the nut. We're going to back that off, hold the head, break these loose. Hopefully without any problem. See if my small gun will do that. I don't know. Find out, I guess. Before I eat my own words, I want to scribe the front of that. It's probably hard for you to see that, but everybody loves that sound. Both sides. All right, now we can continue. Not a cam bolt. Usually it's a top. If it's going to be a cam bolt, it'll be the top. Not a cam bolt either. That's good. Now it should give me enough room to get this thing out of here. I hope. We'll see. Maybe we can get this axle out. Pull that forward, even more. There we go. Just be careful. Well, it doesn't really matter in this case. I can pull the axle out because the axle's getting replaced anyway. Let's just see if it's getting hung up because of no, it's just, yeah, it's going. Just keep moving it forward here. In all honesty, I don't even have to do this because I'm replacing the hub anyway. I could just pop the axle and then unbolt the hub, but I might as well get the axle out of my way because it's got to come out anyway. Ouch. Hit my hand. Always helps. It's almost there. It's out. There we go. We got to go the other way. Alright, there we go. So now I can reach in behind here. Let me move the camera. I'll just show you. Let me get a light and I'll show you the bolts. Normally, if we were doing this, we would just get this axle, push it in enough to get a socket onto these 4 bolts for the hub in the back and break the hub loose. Obviously, we can't do that. We had to kind of take this apart because this axle would not come out. So it just happens sometimes. Let me show you these 4 bolts. There's where we got to get those bolts. 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, 2 up there at the top. You can see one that's hiding around the corner there. So we have to reach in behind that inner. That's my. We have to reach in behind that inner CV joint axle. The boot all the way against the transmission. You can do this with a pry bar. I have a slide hammer attachment that I use most of the time if I can get it in there and get it around the axle. If I can. Just fight me, huh? Just fighting me. That's kind of what I want to rotate it down so I can get enough on it. I don't know. Probably not. Doesn't look that way, at least. Everything's right in the way. And everything is just right in my way here. And of course, maybe it did come loose a little bit because it's leaking. I don't think it came out yet. It obviously came loose a little bit. Leaked all over the place. This is great. Just trying to get at it. Oh, come on. That's loose. It's just fighting me. There it goes. That'll do it. We'll see how much leaks out. There it goes. That was fun, huh? We'll put some fluid back in that, no big deal. Let it drain. Made a mess. But you gotta have at least one mess. Now we're gonna temporarily hook this back up here. Just gonna put it back in place. Just so I can hold it in place so I can get the bolts, the hub bolts undone. One. This thing is really There's 2. Just to hold that in place. Just because I think it would be a little easier. We'll see. If not, we'll go to half. I just turned it so you can't see. There we go. There's 1. Let's break them all loose. There's 2. Torque on these is 44 foot-pounds. I looked it up. So they're not real tight. It's just sometimes they get stuck in there. There's 3. And there's 4. There's 1. Alright. Move to the gun now. Enough room to get them in there, so top ones are like that. Still got it. There they are. There's the rest of them. I try to get these to turn a little bit. I usually hit these and try to get them to move a little bit. If I can get them to move just a little bit, breaks the corrosion, then you can get them out of there. So we'll just try that first. I don't think it's moved. I knocked these out earlier and I probably shouldn't have because now they're in my way. I don't think it's moved yet. Moving? I don't think so. I think it is. I think it is moving just a little. I believe it is. Yep, it's moving now. Move it back and forth. Yeah, man. Here it is. There we go. Ding the shield. Hit my shield once. Fix that. Make sure we put that back right, like so. Alright, so that's what I try to do with these, is just get them to rotate a little bit. And once you get them rotating, break the, you can see this is from the hub, it's just, they get corroded to the hub. Or the spindle, I should say. The hub gets corroded to the spindle. Once you get them moving, then they're easy to get off of there.